In a scathing court filing late on Wednesday, October 9, Combs attorney Mark Agnifilo claims there has been a series of unlawful government leaks, which have led to damaging, highly prejudicial pre-trial publicity that can only taint the jury pool and deprive Mr. Combs of his right to a fair trial. On the eve of his court appearance, the music mogul's attorney's alleged leaks have led to damaging, highly prejudicial pre-trial publicity that can only taint the jury pool and deprive Mr. Combs of his right to a fair trial, the defense filing said. Combs has been held without bail after he was arrested and charged last month with sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution and racketeering conspiracy. On the eve of his court appearance, the music mogul's attorney's alleged leaks have led to damaging, highly prejudicial pretrial publicity that can only taint the jury pool and deprive Mr. Combs of his right to a fair trial, the defense filing said. In a letter to the judge in a separate filing on Wednesday, Combs said he wants to stand trial this spring on charges of racketeering conspiracy, forced sex trafficking and prostitution. Mr. Combs continues to assert his right to a speedy trial and intends to request a trial date in April or May 2025, and is consistent with the court's trial schedule, defense attorneys Mark Agnifilo and Tenny Garrigus wrote in a joint letter to the judge ahead of Combs' court appearance Thursday. Prosecutors took no position. The government will be available for trial on a date set by the court, although it remains within the court's discretion to set a trial date at the outset of the case or at a later time, prosecutors wrote. Combs, who has pleaded not guilty, is being held without bail and his attorneys have said they want the case to move quickly. The government arrested him, the government wants him detained, and we're going to have to do everything possible to move this along, Agnifilo said during a prior court appearance. Combs, who is also facing several civil lawsuits from alleged victims, has pleaded not guilty to the criminal charges. Diddy, Combs' legal team accused the U.S. government of leaking information, including a 2016 video of him physically assaulting Cassie Ventura, which they say biased the public against the music mogul. In a letter supporting their motion for an evidentiary hearing filed in U.S. Court for the Southern District of New York and reviewed by USA Today Wednesday, Combs' lawyers asked the judge for 4 forms of relief related to what the defense believes was a series of unlawful government leaks, which have led to damaging, highly prejudicial pre-trial publicity that can only taint the jury pool and deprive Mr. Combs of his right to a fair trial. His lawyers, Mark Agnifilo and Tenny Garrigus, say there should be a hearing to investigate alleged government misconduct and for government agencies, including Homeland Security investigations, which led the raids on Combs' homes in March, that are involved in the case to reveal communications and records related to alleged leaks to media outlets. Further, they ask the judge to issue an order prohibiting federal employees from disclosing evidence to the news media as well as the suppression of any evidence leaked by government employees. Combs' team believes that since March the government has been strategically leaking confidential grand jury material and information, including the 2016 Intercontinental videotape, in order to prejudice the public and potential jurors against Mr. Combs. This has raised public hostility against Mr. Combs in advance of trial, they wrote. In May, CNN released 2016 hotel surveillance footage showing Combs kicking, hitting and dragging ex-girlfriend Cassie near the elevators of a hotel. Combs, in a video, apologized for his inexcusable behavior. His lawyers have painted the abuse as the result of a toxic relationship rather than evidence of sex trafficking. Prosecutors have claimed that in the video Cassie was fleeing one of Combs' so-called freak-offs, which they described in a September letter to the district court judges, elaborate sex performances that were often recorded and sometimes lasted multiple days and frequently involved multiple sex workers. A spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York declined to comment. USA Today has reached out to the Department of Homeland Security. Diddy's team claims Cassie received 8-figure settlement and, likely, didn't leak 2016 video. By far the most likely source of the leak to CNN is the government, Combs' lawyers claim in their Wednesday filing. They posit that had the source of the leaked footage been a third party, they would have sold the tape to a tabloid for profit rather than handing it to a news organization like CNN. The government knew what it had. A frankly deplorable video recording of Sean Combs in a towel hitting, kicking and dragging a woman in full view of a camera in the hallway of the hotel, the filing reads. They raise the possibility that victim 1, presumably Cassie, shared the video but say she is not a likely source of the leak. There is no evidence that either she or her lawyers had possession of the tape. If she did have access to the hotel surveillance footage, the allegations in her November lawsuit accusing Combs of rape, abuse and sex trafficking would have been entirely different and far more specific than they were. Combs and Cassie settled her civil suit a day later. Now, Combs' attorneys are revealing she received a substantial 8-figure settlement, and that the government's investigation into Combs commenced after her lawsuit. Diddy's lawyers accused Department of Homeland Security of leaking information to the media. Combs' attorneys believe the Department of Homeland Security, rather than the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, which brought criminal charges against Combs last month, orchestrated these alleged leaks. Homeland Security Investigations, one of the federal agencies that led the investigation into Combs, is a law enforcement agency within DHS. The reason a hearing is needed is to determine exactly what the DHS did and did not do regarding these leaks, and what the U.S. Attorney's Office did and did not do to stop them, the filing reads. Combs' defense team also gives several examples of unnamed sources quoted in various news stories about the criminal investigation into Combs and claims DHS agents issued this information. Between the grand jury leaks and the incendiary public statements, the agents all but ensured that the grand jury would be tainted as well as the general public, from which we will soon select a jury, their filing reads.
As you come on to the page, kindly hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel, if you haven't done so as yet. And don't forget to put on your notification bell so you can be notified when I drop the next video. Thank you.
What is the latest in Diddy's case? Combs' lawyers are due to appear in court Thursday for a status hearing. The hip-hop superstar was arrested at a Manhattan hotel on September 16 and arraigned on sex trafficking, racketeering and transportation to engage in prostitution charges the following day. Investigators say the 54-year-old elaborately schemed to use his finances and status in the entertainment industry to fulfill his sexual desires, in a recurrent and widely known pattern of abuse. He has been incarcerated in the special housing unit at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center since then and has maintained his innocence, pleading not guilty on all federal criminal charges, despite mounting civil lawsuits over the past year. Combs' lawyers are trying to get him released from jail until his trial, which does not yet have a start date. On Wednesday, his team filed a motion for pretrial release in the Second Circuit Court of Appeals that challenged Judge Andrew L. Carter Jr.'s September 18 decision to deny his request to be released from jail. His team has proposed a robust bail package that includes a $50 million bond and his family surrendering their passports. Before this latest appeal, Combs lost 2 bids to be released on bail. The first judge, U.S. Magistrate Judge Robin Tarnofsky, sided with U.S. attorneys' argument that Combs posed a risk if he were to be released for home detention. I don't believe that counsel has the ability to control you, given the very significant concerns I have, particularly because of substance abuse and what seem like anger issues, Tarnofsky told Combs and his counsel, according to a court transcript reviewed by USA Today. The danger, I think, is quite serious, she added of Combs' release, deciding that the bond package his team offered would not assure his return to court or the safety of the community, or a lack of witness tampering.
I don't know this lady from anywhere.
You've never met her?
Never in my life.
He's talking about this woman, Thalia Graves, who appeared at a highly promoted news conference last week with attorney Gloria Allred.
The trauma of the assault has taken a toll on my mental health.
The attorney for Graves announcing a federal lawsuit claiming that in 2001, the then 25-year-old was drugged and bound and viciously in the Manhattan headquarters of Bad Boy Entertainment by music mogul Sean Diddy Combs with his bodyguard and head of security Joe Sherman.
I'm not questioning her integrity. I'm questioning her claims against me. I wasn't the head of the security. You got the wrong man. I've never seen you. I've never did anything negative with you. I've never been in the same room with you. Not only wasn't I there, I wasn't even in New York.
Sherman says he did security for Bad Boy Records in the 90s, but wasn't working for the company in 2001.
It's me and Mariah Carey.
Sherman provided us with his personal album of photos with celebrity clients he says he's protected over the years.
Me and Beyonce.
He says he did see Diddy at industry parties after Sherman left the company, but there was no relationship. Big Joe maintains he is being set up by false accusations.
Her and whoever that she's in cahoots with was orchestrating a money grab and she wanted me to be part of that money grab. It says it right in her texts. And she wanted to get Diddy.
Sherman showed us texts from an Instagram account starting last November. He says his team has linked to Graves. We confirmed the connection. The first text asked if Sherman was a security guard for Puffy.
She confused me because she kept saying, "Are you Big Joe?" I said, "You're on my Instagram."
When she asked, "Are you Big Joe?" what did it mean to you?
That means that she don't know who I am.
The text asked him to call the number and goes on to say, "If you will be my witness against Diddy, then my attorneys will leave you out of any proceedings because we have statements that you physically showed over 8 people, videos of me and you to people in the studio." Sherman responded, "I don't know what the expletive you talking about. Know who the expletive you are." He was still named in the lawsuit. Was there any video?
Not only was there never a video, I never saw the woman. I'm nothing but a scapegoat for this BS. Because I wouldn't get Puffy and lie on Sean Combs.
We reached out to Allred, asking about the texts and Sherman's denial that he was involved. Her email response, "The complaint speaks for itself. Our client looks forward to her day in court." Allred's lawsuit describes Sherman as being involved in a company that produces and distributes pornography.
I don't show nude women.
He says his media outlets publish urban rap magazines that often feature scantily clad women, arguing the photos are similar to ones he's posted on social media.
Am I wrong for having fun on my birthday? Yes, I did all that. I'm single. I'm amazing. You can call me that. But I never disrespected or seen this woman in my life. Come on. It's a money grab because they told you it's a money grab. And she know that what she did to me destroyed my family, destroyed my livelihood. I can't get a job.
Sherman's legal team says they plan on filing a counterclaim in the near future that will likely include defamation. Combs's attorneys have not yet responded to the lawsuit. Sarah Wallace, News 4 New York.
As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.